Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Oh, they wanted so badly for it to work. They wanted so badly for Trump to fall. The indictments have to take him down. There's no way somebody's political career can survive 4 indictments. Well, it seems as though the whole strategy has backfired big time, as Trump continues to become more and more powerful, more of a political force to contend with. And I'm not the one saying it. It seems like the leftoids at CNN are coming to that realization. Most of their Trump coverage these days seems to be them just whining and crying. Why is it not working? And for those leftoids who were hoping so desperately, so badly that Trump was going to end up in a jail cell in an orange jumpsuit, well, it seems like once again, even CNN's top legal analyst is arguing, yeah, probably not going to happen. The Trump surge continues. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, let's first start off with these 2 segments right over here from CNN with their top polling analyst, where they seem totally shocked that Trump's polling numbers have either actually improved or remain totally consistent.
The largest lead for Joe Biden is just 3 points within the margin of error. No clear leader. Look at these. 1 point, 1 point. If you go back at where we were at this point 4 years ago, Joe Biden's lead was high single digits to low double digits. This is significantly closer than where we were 4 years ago. So this idea that Donald Trump can't win the general election, I want you to lose that idea. This race is very, very close, and Donald Trump is polling better right now than basically at any point during the entire 2020 cycle.
After 4 indictments.
After 4 indictments. It just doesn't really seem to matter.
Here we've talked about this several times. This week, Trump was indicted for the 4th time. Do 4 indictments matter any more than the previous 3?
Not really, no. You know, it's like deja vu all over again. I feel like Yogi Berra, right? I mean, we've now had 4 indictments. You look at the polling amongst the GOP base. Do they think Trump should have been indicted? Look at the consistency here. 14% for the New York one, 50% for the efforts related to January 6th. The newest one, the Georgia election case, 15%. The classified docs handling, 16%. I guess you could say that's the highest percentage, but the fact is they're all within the margin of error of each other. The GOP base has made up its mind when it comes to these indictments. They don't believe that Trump should have been charged with a crime. The vast majority believe that. And the fact is, it just does not seem like there's any changing of their minds on any of this, no matter how many indictments there are. Yeah, you might think, because the majority of Americans do believe that Trump did something illegal, at least on one of those indictments, that it might be impacting his general election standing. But the fact is, look here. This is Quinnipiac University. It was a 2-point race in February. Look where it is now. It's a 1-point race. That's well within the margin of error. But take away one thing from this, and one thing only if you take away only one thing. And that is, I think there are a lot of Democrats who simply can't believe that Donald Trump can be elected president again. The polling indicates that Trump is, in fact, in a stronger position at this point than he was during the entire 2020 campaign, according to the national polls. If we had state-level polling, I wouldn't even be surprised if Trump were ahead in the swing states that are most important, Jim.
Even after 4 indictments, no matter how many indictments we throw at this guy, it's just not working. That's basically, I think, the summation of their coverage. It's pathetic and cringe. But in the end, they're pointing out the obvious. They're pointing out the same thing that I've been saying. And this is a quote from CNN. Donald Trump is polling better right now than basically at any point during the entire 2020 cycle. And that cycle was decided by 40,000 votes in 3 states. Less than 1% victories in a couple of those races. Here's another quote. The idea that Donald Trump can't win the general election, I want you to lose that idea. The race is very, very close. After 4 indictments, it just doesn't matter. I think Chris Rock was right. I think they're turning him into a martyr. You know, in a way, it's almost as if Donald Trump is running because of the indictments. If you think about it, I mean, it's kind of a core identity of his campaign now. You know, Donald Trump started with Joe Biden's a disaster, we need good policy, you know, America First policies, make America great again. And now, of course, that still remains, but there's an added angle to his campaign presenting 2 choices. Total tyranny and political weaponization, or the counteracting force which now Donald Trump is essentially the embodiment of? You know, I think for a lot of people, there's a pretty clear decision there. The more they indict him, the more fervent the support behind Donald Trump becomes. Not to mention we're still in primary season. You know, a lot of Republicans haven't gotten on board with Donald Trump, some independents as well. When it's official that it's Donald Trump versus Joe Biden, chances are Donald Trump might gain a few points. That's usually what happens anyway. Early polling data, Trump underperforms the closer you get to election. The more people start to go, well, you know what, I don't like him, but I'll vote for him anyway. So if the election is this close, this far from election day, who knows what's going to happen? He's becoming more and more of a political threat. And it seems like the desperate Democrat strategy here is to jail Donald Trump so that he can't run, to convict him as a criminal, but that doesn't seem to be a likely scenario here. Like I said in the intro, even top CNN legal analyst Ellie Honig makes the argument.
Is he going to actually go to prison is a lot of people's question. Let me just lay out the steps. A, he has to be convicted,
right?
Which could well happen. I actually think it's quite possible. Then he has to be sentenced to prison, which I think in any of those three cases is likely. Okay. Then, though, if he wins the election, forget it. If he wins the election, he'll throw out the DOJ cases, he'll pardon himself.
And the Georgia case?
The problem with the Georgia case is they're not going to be able to try him while he's sitting president. I mean,
oh wow, okay.
Constitutionally, given the federal supremacy doctrine, there's no way the federal courts will allow she's a county level prosecutor. I mean, that would be the same thing as if the Sussex County, New Jersey, I don't live in Sussex County, but like the Sussex County, New Jersey prosecutor tried to put Joe Biden on trial right now.
Right.
It would never happen.
So
I've heard people say, well, constitutionally, we don't know. I'm sorry. My legal analysis on this one boils down to that ain't happened.
So we'll add another element to Trump's campaign. Make America great again, BTFO the corrupt system, and pardon himself. I mean, the reasons to support Donald Trump just continue to stack up. Like I always say, I think people are seriously underestimating Trump's current position right now. Both Joe Biden and Donald Trump are essentially neck and neck. That is, first of all, not the position you want to be in as an incumbent, and it's definitely not the position that you want to be in as a Democrat. Most of the Democrat strongholds are the most populated areas in the United States, meaning when it comes to the popular vote, they should be ahead at least 4 or 5% minimum if expected to win in the Electoral College. If Joe Biden's leading by 1 point or tied with Donald Trump, that signals a very weak position as a Democrat heading into the general election. Again, going back to what CNN said themselves, the idea that Donald Trump can't win a general election, I want you to lose that idea. Firstly, because he's done it before, and secondly, because he's going against one of the least popular Democrat presidents, arguably the least popular Democrat president in modern American history, tied with or right in line with Jimmy Carter. Nothing is changing with these indictments. They can indict him another 7 times. Some people are calling it an indictment marathon. Keep doing it, Trump will keep getting more powerful. We're now seeing county-level prosecutors like Fani Willis trying to schedule their trial dates for right ahead of the primary process or right ahead of the election. Clearly, it's election interference. They could throw Donald Trump in jail. I don't think it would stop the millions of supporters backing him from putting his name on the ballot again. If anything, it would embolden them. But chances are, these cases are going to be challenged, drawn out, most likely won't be resolved before the 2024 election, or the cases might fall flat on their face ahead of the election, giving Donald Trump a huge boost and more credibility to the fact that these are bogus charges. And so essentially, all of that to say the Trump surge continues, and clearly, the sort of confident tone coming from these leftoids and the leftist media, Donald Trump is definitely going down this time. That tone is very quickly going from confident to all-out panic. Holy moly, he's getting more powerful. Not exactly a surprise why. That's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. You know that we'd love to have you here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.